Hello and welcome to another Pioneer video. I'm Tandy, and today we're going to be playing a little bit of Golgari Sacrifice, but we have a nice little twist on it. So, Pack Rat's a card that I'm very fond of. You know, it goes back to my days in Standard doing well with the card in like Mono Black Devotion. And recently I did a Multiverse of Magic episode with Pal Doomwake where I got to play Pack Rat again for the first time in a long time, and it felt pretty solid. And it's like right at the current correct power level, I think, for a card in Pioneer. The problem is Packrat thrives in a field where your opponent's removal costs two or more. And with Fatal Push and Fire Impulse to a lesser extent being the primary interactive pieces for creatures in Pioneer, it makes Packrat and the idea of Packrat a little bit weaker than it would normally be. However, with just the brute force nature of this deck, this Tyvar deck, I'm hoping that Packrat can essentially overwhelm our opponent even through those cheap removal spells. I'm going to be using 8 elves and Priests of Forgotten Gods to kind of churn, make mana, generate bodies for the priest, and we're going to use Packrat in some spots to essentially leverage our board position and try to close the game before our opponent can really accumulate defensive resources. The rest of the deck is stuff that you've seen me play before in these Golgari decks. The Packrats are essentially just supplanting the 2 mana a mass creature that whose name I forget, the zombie from Amin Ket. We're gonna be playing 2 Vran Executioner thing. This new Brain and Drain from I believe it was oof, March of Machines. I can't remember what that symbol is. Brothers War maybe. Anyway, Vran is just a really powerful card and really surprised me when I played it for the first time. I had just one in my deck for a while, and then it was so strong that I eventually added a second. And now I think it's significantly better than Zulaport Cutthroat. And if I was ever to trim some of this card, this type of effect, I would absolutely trim 1 or 2 Zulaport Cutthroats before I ever touch the 2 Vran. And I think that there's builds of this deck that actually play 2 Vran and no Zulaports and can win the game better on the battlefield with the Pack Rats. Maybe even playing something like Werewolf Pack Leader or just like some kind of scrap heap scrounger type effect where we can just like keep bringing it back and over again. Relentlessness is what we need when we play a deck with Tyvar Jubilant Brawler. We need to constantly be bringing back things from the graveyard that pressure our opponent and really put them on the back foot. And we need our collected companies to be able to seal the deal. And the reason we're playing Lovestruck Beast is exactly that. So Lovestruck Beast has 2 modes. One is Heart's Desire to make a 1/1. The other is a 3 mana 5/5 that can attack if you control 1/1. When you collect company into 2 Lovestruck Beast, it's very good defensively and it's very strong offensively as well. It doesn't have a lot of cool enters the battlefield effects when you do it, but you can turn the corner quickly and win the game in spots where you might not be able to win otherwise off of Coco unless you're hitting like tons of Zooport Cutthroats and Vrans. I think Lovestruck Beast is just a great card for the deck. It allows us to do something if our elves die on one or we don't draw them. It's just a great card and one I'm happy to play in the deck. We have 4 copies of Woe Strider. This is our biggest mana sink for Priest of Forgotten Gods. And Woe Strider also kind of fuels Priest itself, giving you 2 bodies for the 1 escape. I would not play the deck without Woe Strider. I think Woe Strider is far too strong for the deck to not play. Our mana base is a little wonky. We're only 2 colors, which is nice because we get to play a bunch of good mana Golgari lands. We have 17 green sources, 16 black sources, or actually 17 and 17, maybe something like that. And then we also still get to play 4 Mutavault, which is going to be really good with Pack Rat, really good for allowing us to use our extra mana. And it's going to be nice, just trying to pressure our opponent in little spots so we can get chip damage in and use all of our mana every turn. Our sideboard for Fatal Push comes in against most creature strategies. Thoughtseize comes in against non-creature strategies. This is a pretty standard sideboard, collection in very weird specific matchups. We have 3 copies of Shaper Sanctuary. This is going to protect us from spell removal. 1 Kanker Bloom and 2 Reclamation Sage as our anti artifact and enchantment package. And then lastly, we are a Gigantha companion deck because of our mana values. This is Tyvar Rat. Let's play a league. Definitely keep this hand. I think we're money against a Yorion strat. With that said, anything can happen. So I'll probably just Tyvar minus, but maybe Wolf Rider is safer. That's just Wolf Rider. Get some pressure down. You don't ever want to like minus Tyvar and miss. If we had another elf or something to use with the green mana, we could have gone turn to Tyvar plus. So this is -3 on a what you calls it? Presence. Okay, so they're just straight up 80 card enigmatic. So we don't have to worry too much about next turn, but the turn after that's bad. We'll try to save the zoo port until we kill. All right, let's play Wolf Strider and an elf, and then next turn we'll go for zoo port and try to kill with sack damage. With maybe with Tyvar, we'll hit another zoo port or a Vran and be able to get there. Let's just hope we don't get hit with like a temporary lockdown. Chain of Rocks is fine. So they're gonna hit a Wolf Strider probably, and we'll just sack it. Put it in the graveyard where it belongs. Don't really want the land. Put it on the bottom. Let's hope they don't have another. So now they have Zagoth and Ketria, so they can. Okay, that's fine. So they're gonna hit this other Wolf Strider. Okay, another Wolf Strider. So we can just untap this and play Wolf Strider. I think I want a minus though. Hit Pack Rat. Interesting. We're gonna play the Dual Port now. This attack doesn't do anything. I like that Pack Rat gives us another angle of attack, just like going tall. Very similar to how the Voice of Resurgence worked in the Absent build. Maybe a little worse on the like grand scheme of things though. But you don't have to play another color, which is good. So if they go 4 mana and they play Enigmatic and then sack Nylee's Presence, touch is okay. So this is probably gonna hit the Tyvar, but maybe hits Pack Rat. Okay. No fourth land though, so I think we're in business. All right, so hit them for 4. They're fairly close to being dead with just what's in play with Zulaport and a bunch of sacrifices. We can deal them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right now. We could have dealt them 8 if we had the Mutavault in place still too. Fourth land though is a little scary. Now they can start doing stuff with Enigmatic. They don't have a 4-drop to sack. So if they want Fires the Enigmatic, they go get a 5-drop and maybe claw back in. Maybe there's some 3-drop that's bad for us, like a Chain Whirler or something. Worst case scenario would be Goblin Chain Whirler, but I don't think that they play that. So maybe it's just going to be like Skyclave Apparition or something, and then they have to give us back. I guess they sack this chain. No, they sack the presence. Okay. All right. See what 3-drop gets. My guess is Skyclave on the Wolf Strider, and then we can maybe go pre-combat, activate Wolf Strider from the graveyard after we minus the Tyvar, bring it back, attack with everything, get in some damage, and then sack afterwards to Zooport him to death. Deputy on this is worse than Skyclave, I think. So I think they're dead. Oh, they're gonna hit the Tyvar. Interesting. Interesting. All right, so if we attack with everything except Zulaport, let's say we attack with 1, 2, 3, 4. It's cost 4 to bring back. So we can sack an elf and then lose the Mutavault or whatever and still bring it back. We need to not attack with the elves though, I think. So that means we're just like not attacking with anything. All right, so they'll block the Woe Strider probably. I'm gonna sack the elf before damage, and then that'll give us enough to bring it back from the graveyard. Left Strike Beast. We'll just bottom it. It's fine. It's not that bad, but all right. So we get a 3/3. They take 1. We'll play the lands. We'll bring back a Woe Strider. And now they're very close to being dead, if not actually dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, cool. They're dead. Oh yeah. All right, bring in the Rex Sage and the Canker Bloom. Maybe the Thought Seizes. So a lot of cards to bring in. Left Shark Beast is a little weak in the matchup. They have a bunch of interaction that makes this worse. I think Pack Rat can maybe come out too, as much as I like Pack Rat. The Thought Seizes, maybe we don't want all of them. Maybe we only want like 2. We can bring in 5. We just cut these and one of these. Something like that. Sand's pretty good if they don't have a way to kill our elf, and it's okay if we draw a land and they kill our elf. So right now it's just a 100K open event in Vegas. I don't know. It's not technically Grand Prix or with Grand Prix branding. There's like nothing connected to the Pro Tour with it. I don't think. Although maybe it has Pro Tour qualifications attached to it. But there's just like no pro points attached to it, if you know what I mean. Third collector company, not ideal, but that means that if we are able to hit the mana sources, it'll be good. Will RCs be better than GPs? Yeah, I think so. But I don't actually know what the full payout was for the RCs, but there's a pretty big difference between like a tournament you have to qualify for and a tournament that's open, and a lot of it has to do with how much it costs to run, how much it costs to enter. You know, I don't know why there was a pause. I'm gonna go ahead and minus just to try to get lucky and hit something. I want to provide more board presence. I kind of feels like they have Bone Crusher. I feel like they should have stomped this. Okay, at least it's just binding. So they're gonna go for the Tyvar, but I do still get the minus. Nice, we get the elf. Here we go. We have Rex Sage that we weren't able to get back, but that's okay. And maybe still find one of our 2 disenchanters off the Cocos. Omen of the Sea on the main phase. Let's see if they miss their land drop. They found the Ketria, okay. Alright, let's attack for 1. I have nothing. Haha. We will go for. Oh, maybe I should have not attacked because now I can't Tinker Bloom. Siege Rhino. That one's okay. That one's fine. Zooport and Elf. Not the best hits, but it is what it is. And the order's fine. Oh, I should have bought Giganta. I was gonna like double Coco next turn if I drew the land or got the tap with this. But I definitely should have just bought Giganta. Just playing a little too fast. All right, 2 Zulu ports, 2 Cocos potentially next turn. If they have a 5th land, they can do some Yori and Blinky stuff. And it's not honestly that big of a deal to do the Blinky things right now, because if they blink Binding, we get Tyvar back. If they blink Omen, they just get a card. And if they blink Rhino, they drain us for a little, but we're going to drain them for a lot. Okay, so here's Binding. That's going to take care of the Priest. Another Fires, that's fine. Okay. All right, so now we're just going to Coco at least once. Guess we'll just Coco twice. Just say go. Good chance we combo kill them. We can maybe combo kill them at instant speed if we hit like 3rd Zooport / Varan and a sack outlet. So let's see what the touch targets first. Okay. Kind of wait for them to play their next thing, I guess. Again, the blinking doesn't really do a ton because they're all targeting things that are powerful and that matter. After our double Coco, we can also Giganta. All right, so here comes the 2 things back. They played their lands. So we'll get Reclamation Sage and Elf. Rex Sage is going to hit the touch. No, it's going to hit the Binding with the Priest on it instead of the Tyvar. All right, so I guess do we just do Love Struck and Woe Strider? Okay. Any order's fine. Next time we're just going to chew them up. The RC was kind of crazy though. Prize wise, I think judges were making better than the 3364. Well, I made top 64 and I got $100. So the top 64 was whatever. Top 48 was like $500. All right, so let's go float a green. We can sack the Woe Strider and then bring it back so we just have extra food. Let's go. Actually, let's go. Woe Strider, sack a goat. I want to see what's up. We might be able to kill him. And I want to like try to have a good draw. We can also play this elf from hand. Zoolport's great. All right, so we float a green, play an elf. Priest you. Sack this elf. Sack this elf. Then we'll get these 2 Zoolport triggers. This. I think we can just kill them from here. But let's just attack with everybody too, I guess. We will not attack with the Woe Strider, I suppose, or the Zooport, because that'll force us to do sacking pre-combat. So block here, dead. I'm going to keep, but just because I'm on the draw. If I was on the play, I would think I would mulligan. Let's hope that they don't kill our elf. Well, that's a big ask, I suppose. Maybe we'll draw some lands. Maybe I should just mulligan hands like this. I don't know, man. But sometimes we just draw the land even when we don't get our thing killed. Nice, Viper. What's your format? You going to be playing Legacy or CDH or what? Thanks, GRV. Oh, staffing, nice. All right, we drew something to do at least. They took our Tyvar from us. Let's hope that we just draw some lands. Being non-functional against Rakdos is always sad, but no Fable. Great news. No cast though. Can't cast anything. Bummer. I don't think that this matchup is too bad, but whenever you keep like a sketcher with a one land and never draw it, that'll you'll be dead. That's how you lose. All right, let's hope our priest survives. Oh yeah, we drew the land. So you have to prepare for success. You have to say things like, "I hope our priest dies or doesn't die, even if you can't cast it yet, because maybe you will be able to cast it." You know? Dang, braid. That'll be a tough one. We can maybe grind through it with chump blocks and the drains from zoo ports and such. All right, we did find the land. That's nice. We're at 10. Let's go for the Woe Strider. That gives us a blocker. The Throat has been gone for. So we're going to get attack to 6. We'll draw to 4. And then I guess maybe I wait to block. I think I wait to block. And the Fable. All right, so now we get to play 2/2 drops or Collect a Company. I guess Zulaport. Actually, we might be able to hit a Love Struck Beast off the Coco. I guess we have a Love Struck Beast here we can just cast. Let's just Coco and hope that it's good. I think if we just play a couple of 2-drops, we'll be in trouble. If we draw land next turn, we can play Love Struck Beast plus 2-drop. Maybe the Coco will find us something good. My hope is that they don't attack for fear of the Coco. Well, they're not attacking with the Shield Red. That's weird. It's not that weird, I guess. All right, here we go. Maybe it's attack with neither. But now we can hit Edict effect, and then our drainers will get them pretty good. Land also lets us get back Woe Strider from the graveyard. All right, so we'll hit Love Struck Beast and Woe Strider. We'll go to 2, and maybe we're gonna die to. Maybe we'll die on upkeep to Love Struck Beasts. Feels like they're Love Struck or killing us on my draw step here. No. Great Soul Roll, man. I'm at 2, right? I'm at 2. I'm at 2, right? But I'm still dead, which sucks. Just funny. Okay. I can't survive. I can't make any of my creatures die. I guess they're just not paying attention to life totals. Maybe they'll attack. Maybe they won't. Any attacks in chats? No? Okay, great. What a weird game. Bringing the Shapers for sure. I don't mind Rex Age, but I don't like Tinker Bloom. These 5. This is a matchup where I think Packrat can get cut. It sucks. I don't want to cut Packrat every match, but one lander price to pay. Oh yeah. That's definitely my fault. All right, keeping this one. This one's good though. We don't like mulliganing too much against Thoughtseize decks anyway. Tap land, tap land, tap land, tap land, tap land. I will go for priests. If they don't kill it, we can go Woe Rider, make them sacrifice their Blood Tithe Harvester. If they just kill it, that's okay. We'll just continue our aggression with Woe Rider and such. Misery Shadow. I think it's still worth. We're just essentially trading Woe Rider for Misery Shadow, but I get to draw a card and use my mana to play something. So we lose the Woe Rider permanently, but I think it's good. And now we'll just play Vran. All right. Hopefully we draw something that's fodder. We'll just get Shaper Sanctuary down. I can sack these two at any point to kill the Shaman if I want to. But I don't really want to in this spot. The Shapers is good because it makes sure that Priest is going to replace itself. Worst case scenario. I'm pretty excited about a Bieta. I don't know if I'll be going myself, but maybe. Do I just block with Vran? I just let him have the mana. What's up? It's almost like Misery Shadow didn't matter. Because that would have eaten my thing anyway. Alright. Something good? Maybe Shaper Sanctuary is not the right fit for this deck. Alright, well, at the very least, we can buy Gigantha if we don't draw anything. I'm going to stack the 2 Zooloports to Edict them, I think. That'll drain them for quite a bit with the Vran and the 2 Zooloports. So they're pushing the Priest. Cancel. Alright, we'll draw a card first. They should have done that last turn. That's a pretty good draw. Alright, we'll go ahead and blow up the Fable. Go ahead and play the Mutavaults. They're at 13. We have Zoolport. If they play spot removal spells, we draw a card. Next turn, we can buy Gigantha. Maybe I should have let the Rex Sage stick in my hand for a turn and bought Gigantha. But I didn't want them to make me discard it via Thoughtseize. Could have offered the double block, but again, I don't think it's that relevant. I'm fine, like, getting hit a little bit and just, like, maybe pressuring them back. Since we have the Mutavault and these creatures. Harvester is fine. Spell War ability is nice, so Harvester doesn't get around the Shapers. Seems like a pretty solid attack for 4. We're losing the race barely. But the Zoolport can kind of steal things out of nowhere. Okay, this is a trade. This is good for us. We get the Drain. We'll buy the Jag and we'll play the Tomb. Who all's going to Baltimore this weekend for the SCG? Any competitive EDHers in chat? All right, so we'll just take 8. I guess maybe 10. No reason to chump block, I don't think. Not the best draw in the world. Land number 10 or whatever. Maybe attacking was bad last turn. We should just play max defense against Glutton. Hopefully they don't have a lot of ways to kill Gigantha in their deck. If they do kill it, we draw a card, and it's maybe unlikely they get to attack with the Den. But then maybe I'm stuck in the chump block mode against Glutton. Sanction events. Okay. Alright. I'm not going to trade for the Goblin here. Hopefully we draw something cool. Coco would be the best, I think. Ghost Rider's pretty good too. I'm going to attack with the Zoolport. Uh I don't plan on blocking with it. If they do kill Ghost Rider, we're going to draw a card and drain them for one. Okay. Guess we could have sacked it in response to Scry. I always forget to Scry with Ghost Rider, honestly. Drawing the Coco is sick. They won't really see it coming either, I don't think. 'Cause I needed to have a land in hand and then draw Coco for it to be all that relevant. So they're probably going to attack with the Den. And we'll get to chomp it up. What a bummer. That's why you scry, chat. Block the Den and then bring it back. I guess we can't even bring it back. We're missing a creature. Now the thing's going to eat it. Man. Coco missing. Big bummer. 4 land, 2 Tyvar. After we've already drawn a bunch of lands. Yeah, it does feel like that sometimes, Ibieta. When you miss, it's such a huge bummer. But it's obviously a strong Magic card. We're definitely going to block. I guess we lose the thing no matter what. So I guess we should block. Misery Shadow. Chewing on my graveyard. Making Wolf Strider bad. Alright, you win. Quit. Alright, we'll keep this one. This one's good. It's a little painful. I guess best case scenario is they don't have removal spell for Elf, and we go turn 1 Elf, turn 2 Priest plus Heart's Desire. This thing is 100% dead. Oh, thanks, Mita. I really am at a loss of what to make for content this week, to be frank. Thought they were gonna main deck hit me with Brotherhood Zen, and I was about to quit. All right, so let's go float a mana. I think I'll play the Love Shark Beast because it's the most potential pressure. They can kill the elf, but I can maybe Tyvar minus before attacks or something. Also, if they just tap out for Crackling Drake, I think they're gonna die. Because we can float a green off Lenwell, sack Woe Strider, and the elf, and then Tyvar minus bring back elf, and by Gigantha, worst case scenario. Okay, so they're creativity, so they're not exactly that deck. Alright, this is a good draw. We'll go ahead and play it. Free combat so we can attack with everything. Alright, so put them to 9. Are they dead? Let's see. So this is one. See, if I sack the two elves, that's two, three, four, and then sack this, that's seven. Okay, it's not quite lethal, I don't think. Impulse is fine. Impulse means they're dead, I think. Oh, yeah, I've played a red version with Mayhem Devil before, Schmerl, and obviously the Devil's great. And if you can get Blood Tithe Harvester in there, it's really good with Tyvar for just like repeatable removal. But I think that Llanowar Elves leads to like awkward draws with Blood Tithe Harvester, and so I'm not really sure how to make up for that. Maybe you just go Rakdos splash green for Tyvar instead of Golgari splash red for Mayhem Devil. Then you can do like Witness and things of that nature. All right. Rex Age and Canker Bloom and Thoughtseize. Tyvar is maybe medium here. Let's maybe think about cutting it. I don't mind the pack rat too much, and I kind of want to just keep it for a little while to try it out. So maybe we can. Electric Beast is huge, hard for them to kill. Priest doesn't seem that bad. All right, good hand, good hands. Yeah, I know what the card does, Blano, man. I've played Magic a lot. All right, so turn one red mana. Whatever I do is gonna die. Let's make it the Love Shark Beast. It's not. It's not a removal spell. That's wild to me. I just assumed it was gonna die. Awkward. All right, let's attack. I guess I'll play Vran. I could play Priest in case that just like shuts down Fable. And if they didn't have it last turn, maybe they don't have it this turn. But it's probably the deal 3 loot or whatever. The elf could have protected this. All right. I think not playing the elf is just a huge punt. You just always got to make them have it. But like sometimes they do have it. Most of the time they do have it. I don't know. Mirix, huh? 3 to make a 1/1? Sure. All right, so now we can play like Elf Vran. If we draw the land, maybe I'll just play the Beasts. Okay, so now I kind of want to Thought Seize them, but maybe I can wait till next turn. Maybe not, though. If I play the Love Struck Beast, makes the Shaman attack bad, but they can still Creativity for 1. That's probably fine. All right, here you go. No discard. Okay. So I guess this means they're the Atraxa version? Because they're just going to shove and do it for 1? Or not. Okay. I guess they are playing big scores, so maybe they're not. Oh, that's not what I meant to. All right, let's go Thoughtseize you. They're gonna big score, I guess. I can't believe they didn't discard anything. Gus creativity. Okay, so I guess we just have to take creativity because we can't stop it otherwise. We have Gus Impulse Spike Field. I guess they're gonna spike field this. We could have played elf first. So we're like missing slightly. I'm gonna play Vran, play land. I'm not sure what the correct sequence was against spike field, ether gust. I feel like if I want to play the Vran, if I play Zooport, they're just gonna hit it with the spike field. But the left shark beast is not really that scary because they have the gust for it for a turn, so. I don't like that Vran only triggers off other creatures. I wish that when it died, it drained for 2. I think it would be exceptional. It's already pretty good. I spiked on the beast. Okay. So that means I impulsed and Drawsep had 2 things. Gets exiled so they don't get the trigger. I'll block, I guess. That way they don't have much to do with their Kiki. I'm gonna upkeep the Coco so that they gust it. I think that's better than making them burn the treasure. What the fuck? What happened to their Ether Gust? They shuffled it in with Volcanic Spite. This is not what I was prepared for. I'm messed up, I guess? I don't know. Just missed the... I thought I'd get to resolve it next turn. Oh well. So they can Mirix me. I'll just do Love Struck Beast times 2. Heart Desire plus the 5/5. Plus the elf, I guess, now. Luckily for me, the Mirror tokens can't block, so the Love Struck Beast is going to provide us a lot of pressure. The Mutavault can actually get in as well. I'll probably hold back the 1/1s. Probably going to play Zulport by Giganta, be my guess. Guess I'll use this to blow up the Reflection. I do this sequence this way, that way I get an extra damage off the Canker Bloom. Let's just attack with the 1/1s as well, which is sweet. I don't know why they're doing this. Making a copy of it doesn't do anything. It's a can't block. So they're being threatened with lethal next turn. They have no blockers. They have 1 card in hand. They didn't kill any of my creatures this turn. They can creativity for 2 right now if they drew that in either last turn or this turn. They could have done it last turn, so it'd have to be a draw this turn. Unless they had a land in or tap last turn that I missed. So this is still not enough unless they peel. They can do it for X equals 1 and hit like a blocker, I guess. We're here for round number 4. I have a pretty weak opener, but we have a Mutavault. From the draw, we have Elf, we have Gigantha. Maybe we'll keep. I'm gonna keep. It's not good, but I'm gonna keep it. Alright. Opponent leads with Riverglide Pathway. That means my Elf is gonna survive, which is sick. Well, good chance it survives, I guess. Alright, Elf survived. Imagine. What a wonderful world. Might be related to streamer mode. It's not. It was doing that before I was on streamer mode. It's been like this for 2 days, 3 days. Alright. Alright, so Vran I can go Vran Pack Rats. Seems fine. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and sack a goat token to drain him for 2 with the Vran. Kill his cry action. Any spells may be good, but I'd rather dig for like Tyvar or Coco or Priests. I don't know. I feel like Love Strike Beast is a little out of sync with this draw. Alright. Discards Negate and Volcanic Spite. I'm gonna block with the Vran, I think. Just keep them low on raw resources. Fewer targets for creativity. Oh, cool, Christian. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'll let you know. We haven't locked anyone in yet. Trying to find someone local, and I might play Legacy so that they can play a different format, just so we can like travel together and stay together and stuff. All right, so let's attack with Voice Rider Pack Rat, and I'm gonna go ahead and make a rat. Even if this one dies, maybe the next one will be good, and the Mutawalt can buff him as well. So we're threatening lethal next turn. Let's hope we don't get combo killed here, but good chance we are. Mm, mm, mm. If their creativity for X equals 1, we win. If they creativity for worm plus the 15/15, we're gonna lose. Alright, looks like it's X equals 2, so it's gonna be the combo. Very cool. Very fun. Very good. Very cool. In last round, I boarded out some Tyvars and some Rads. I think that's fine. I guess we'll keep. We need to draw lands, but hopefully our elf doesn't die. I think I'll lead with elf. That way, if we draw land, we can go Thoughtseize +2 drop. It's a pretty close hand regardless. Because everything costs 1 and 2, I think keeping a 1 lander on this spot's good. If like 1 or 2 of these was another 3 or a Coco, I think it'd be much worse, but well, we didn't draw. Let's go for Priest here. Once we get this down, if it survives, they essentially have to kill this before they do anything else with Fable or what have you. Get Wolf Strider down. I think I'm gonna attack for 1 with the Priest. Alright, Wolf Strider is dead. Viseju not tapping for black's a little awkward. Is what it is though. Land is a land. We can't double spell next turn, which is somewhat problematic. If I end the game with like 2 Thoughtseize in hand, I'm gonna be sad. I guess we could go Zulaport, float, sack, double Thoughtseize. Especially if they Fable. I think that's a pretty solid sequence. I'll start with Thoughtseize, see what's up. Worm score. So we just like score and we'll leave them stuck with Worm for a while. I will sack these two and play another Zulaport, or we can buy Gigantha. I guess we buy Gigantha. Now they're gonna discard two, then we can Thought Seize them next turn. Another Fable. This is getting a little dicey. We know they have Steam Vents and two randoms. Thoughtseize, see what's up. Take the Xenagos. Now that that's in the graveyard, it might be difficult for them to actually win. Let's get Zulaport down. I'd rather sack that than the Priest. Next turn we can just play pre, sack it, do stuff. We draw a lane, we can go pre, sack it, Coco. Maybe Coco first though. Discard both lands. Find Storm Carved. Maybe I double block. And they just trade. Maybe not. So if they have removal spell, they're going to kill this anyway. But I don't get the mana and card draw off of it, so I'll just take it. And if they do have removal, like, it's a little less painful, I suppose. What's up, Patty? How's it going? Another Fable. Imagine they had nothing in hand, nothing in play, and then they drew Fable, Fable. And now, well, all right. I guess we just play Canker Bloom, but I don't really know what to blow up. Blowing up this seems like whatever. Could blow up this one, but then we have to fight these two. I'll just kill this one. I know parallelograms. It's almost like it's banned in like every format. Not every format. Card is pretty unbelievable, to be frank. Spite. All right. Well, maybe Coco can save us if we draw the land for it. They can Mirrex and start pressuring our life total a bit. If we draw the land, great. If not, I'm not really sure how we get out of it. 22 lands and 8 elves is not enough. Not enough to cast the Collected Company. Oh, I wonder if they have Counterspell. Okay. I'm like pretty happy if they counter this instead of anything else. But casting Dig in response. All right, you win. I quit. Oh yeah, the Blue Eye Lotus deck is really cool. We played it on stream a while back. Is this a third creativity matchup in a row? Chat? Third in a row? Maybe not. Consider not in all the builds. Bench a Riverglide pathway. Still not sure. Maybe their Zoomer is it. That'll be fun. Maybe Packard will be good in that matchup. Maybe I should be leaving in Packrat against Rakdos, even though it dies or whatever. All right, Otawara. Here comes Fable the Mirror Breaker. Fable the Mirror Breaker. Back in my day. The real question is, who's the one lagging, me or my opponent? All right, we're gonna Heart's Desire and Varan. I can make a pack rat token, but if there's creativity, it's not great. And this is maybe pushing us towards better board presence. Yeah, I don't know if it's me or the program though, Raph. Like it started on my first match with Doom, which leads me to believe that it's just like system wide or whatever. It has nothing to do with me. Okay, so it's 3 creativity in a row. I'll offer the trade with Ran. All right, do we attack with the Collected Company? Or sorry, do we cast Collected Company or do we go Heart's Desire plus Love Struck again? My guess is that we should go for Coco. But if we whiff, it's going to be a sad day. Yeah, Tom, I'm not sure if that like is helpful though. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so they're the Gear Hulk build. They got environmental sciences. Let's just go ahead and resolve Coco while they're mostly tap low. Maybe they won't have Spell Pierce. All right, so we'll go Priest Woe Strider. Maybe in response to Divide, I should have Cocoed and then I could maybe sack the rat to counter the Divide. Okay, so we'll Edict the Reflection. All right, so this is 7 mana, 2 from this, 4, 5. So we can go Edict you, and then, yeah, we can do double Love Strike Beasts. So we should do this first. I disappear on this is fine. We could have paid, I guess, but we're just doing the same thing. So maybe it's just way better to use the priest to pay. What happened that creativity made such a resurgence? I mean, ever since it won the Pioneer Pro Tour a few months back, it got a lot more popular from those builds, and then people have just been kind of iterating on them. Man, I'm just like F6 for no reason. And I could just sack this in response. Just bad. Just should have sacked Love Strike Beast in response. It's just like way worse than them having teachings to draw to. How close are they to death? Close am I to death? Okay. Rex Sage, Kanker Bloom, Thoughtseize, Backrat, Tyvar. Not the best hand, but we're gonna keep. All right. Elf. Elf off the top. All right. Whatever they have, I hope there's no Fable. All right. What's the? Maybe I should just thought seize them. I'm gonna priest. If we draw a one drop thing, we can maybe get an edict off next turn against Fable. So this kind of like preempts it slightly. Jawari is a bummer, but I mean it is what it is. They use their resources, no matter what kind of counterspell or whatever. It's the same. Next turn we can thought seize and then play Vran or Zulport. Probably Vran since it's a 2/2. Maybe we can use it to trade with the Goblin if they want to attack with it. All right, they don't have it. That's good. All right, so let's go Urborg. I'm gonna go Thoughtseize, and we'll play Vran. This being tapped is a great sign. Two big scores and a divide. I guess we just take divide. Can't stop both big scores, unfortunately. Let them Jawari this, no big. Just keep them low on resources. They'll probably have to big score, discard big score now. So taking a big score doesn't really change much, and we at least take divide, which can be more food for their stuff. Well, Heart's Desire, Shock, play Love Struck Beast, and cross our fingers that we don't die next turn. Or that they don't put like 2 Gear Hulks into play or whatever. I don't know exactly which build they're on yet, but the divide by zeros lead me to believe that it's Gear Hulking. And so we know both big scores are gone. They got 4 cards in hand. It's all random. If they have land creativity, then creativity for 2. TBM Bond from, I don't know how to say it. Thanks for the follow up. Appreciate you. Owen Boy, welcome to the channel. I'm Tandy. Hope you're enjoying the stream. All right, let's start with Zulport. If they kill both the 1/1s, we could have played Zulport to play around it. Divide on that. It's fine. We'll attack with this. We'll take a damage off Llanowar Waste and make another 1/1, I guess. I thought getting some more damage would be good. Should have known like Divide or something was going to be coming. Maybe attacking with the Mutavault was just incorrect because of it. We got to try to pressure them though. What did they grab? Environmental Sciences so they can gain some life. We're low on cards, so there's no reason for them to get teachings. Rough. We have a good follow-up, though. Zulport plus Love Struck and another Mutavault all seem decent. Guess I'll just buy Gigantha instead of attacking for 2. I don't think I won't be able to beat the combo if they draw at any point in the next like I don't know 10 draws or whatever. Maybe 10 strong. Maybe it's like 4 or 5. This is already it. Chandra hopes bacon. Hopes bacon. All right, so 2 mana. They're probably gonna do something that combo kills the Love Struck Beasts. But if all they do, I mean, if they double big score, that's pretty powerful too. Okay. So we can technically chop down the Chandra if they don't have interaction, but they do get to draw 4 cards and make 4 mana. So we can play Zulport, activate Mutavault attack. That's brutal. Okay. So we'll just not pay. I'm gonna play the Coco though, instead of attacking with the meat wall. We're gonna try to basically turn on the love truck beast here. So we want a 1/1. We'll take priest and the elf, I guess. All right, hit Chandra for 5. Here we go. It's been a cool game. I haven't felt like I've come close to being in the winner's circle here. So they found dig through time, so they can just play dig twice. That's got to be good enough. Chandra hopes bacon, huh? What a magic card. Secretly one of the best planeswalkers ever printed, but so few people play standard that it just hasn't had a chance to shine yet in Pioneer. But it's like pretty messed up. Very good card. This card is almost as hard to beat as Elspeth Sun's Champion, a card that is freaking crazy pants. All right, double dig, big deal. I could do that. Yeah, I agree. It was a very powerful standard walker. I think Chandra Hope's Beacon is similar in power level for standard, and I think Chandra Hope's Beacon is significantly stronger for Pioneer. Just it's almost like having Pyromancer's goggles like tacked onto a card. It's like pretty interesting, honestly. All right, let's attack. If they animate the hall, we can do something about it. Let's go after the Hope's Bacon. Might need to animate a Mutavault. Odawara. Odawauza. Okay. We're just gonna get blasted into the dirt by Chandra, though. Double consider. This is like the least offensive thing that you can do, and it's still pretty good. Okay. I'm curious if they're even playing. I wonder if they're even playing creativity, or maybe they sided them out. They're 34 deep, and I'm not dead. This this means they're just blue red control. I got a sideboard way differently. I think they're doing big score for just Chandra. I think so. We've seen a lot of their cards. Yeah, so their Epiphany, Divide. So we're gonna play a lot differently. I think for game 3, we don't have to worry about the combo. Okay, so this is what, a triplicate. I think we cut Priest of Forgotten Gods. Disdainful Stroke's kind of a cap. We have 5 targets in our 75. Yeah, just blue red turns with Chandra. I'm gonna just play way differently after board. I was just like trying to play around creativity as much as possible and preempt stuff, and it's just not relevant. All right, so the Thought Seizes are good. Shaper Sanctuary is and Tyvar I think are both solid. Thought Seize is still solid too. I think all the like Zulaport stuff can go. We just need things to attack for 2 damage over and over again. Maybe I just don't Thought Seize them. These might be fine to keep in. The Varans are certainly okay. I like all the Rex Sages. I like the Cocos. Maybe the Shapers are bad. They didn't show me Fable at all, which is strange. They have to be playing it, though. It's too strong in their deck. Oh, yeah, maybe we should have cut some Striders. Sorry about the ads. I mean, I don't have more ads turned on or anything. It's just the nature of the beast, bibs. Gonna go and get the elf down. We'll get the heart's desire as well. Siemens tap's good unless they have another removal spell. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get LSB down since it's huge. Oh, I'm into attack. F6 through it. Blame the lag. Okay, so let's attack first and see if they soak the damage. What are Thoughtseize here? They bounce LSB. Anger. It's fine. Go ahead and get pack rat get killed. They were being greedy with the anger. They could have took out these two. I could have gone elf attack for 5, so maybe it wasn't that worth for them to do it. They did not impulse EOT, which means that they're maybe just banking on drawing another thing. They were trying to go anger plus impulse on the beast. So they didn't draw divide. I'm assuming that this is dying. No, really? I can't believe they drew that shit, man. All right, we'll just make another 1/1, I guess. Oh, they went and got teachings. I think I'm just gonna play elf, get a card out of my hand. I guess this gets a card out of my hand too, but the mana might be more useful next turn for me. Divide was gross. The rats! Believe in the rat, chat, and the rat will provide. Alright, we're gonna rat it up. We're gonna discard the other Woe Strider, I guess. If they have a 1 spot removal spell, that's okay. Maybe we won't get swept next turn. We did it! The pack rat takes it down, closing out the last match of the league. So creativity 3 times, 2-1 against it. Oh, I guess the last one wasn't creativity, is Epiphany. 3 blue-red decks are kind of trying to go over the top of us. Not really where you want to be when you're playing a Priest of Forgotten Gods deck. Pack Rat was certainly interesting, and I think that if I just gave it a bit more of a chance against decks like Rakdos, that it would perhaps shine, especially if I can wait until I have like 5 mana to play it and activate, or if I just have that recursive nature of Tyvar, keep bringing it back and threatening to make multiple extra copies. It seemed like a nice plan B, but the plan B is kind of just more of the same of plan A, which is just make a bunch of tokens that go wide. And the cards that are good against your deck, like Anger of the Gods, are still going to be good against Pack Rat. And perhaps we need to just focus on fueling the Priest of Forgotten Gods and such instead of doing the Pack Rat thing. Love Shark Beast felt great still. Collected Company missed 1 time. It was relatively weak in other spots. I think with Tyvar Collected Company, 30 creatures is on the lower end of where we want to be, maybe closer to 32 or even 34. But I think it's one of the strongest cards that you can play in that slot. However, if someone finds a card that operates similarly to Collected Company, just like a burst thing that is green for elves to ramp into, that can maybe generate like 2+ cards worth of advantage onto the battlefield. There's just like not a whole lot that the Collected Company things can't really replicate Collected Company. The Mutavaults were solid. I like being able to attack with them sometimes. I didn't get to sack them to Priest of Forgotten Gods, but I think that might come up every now and then. I'm not sure if we want to play a different land because of that. Ooh, big raid from Demonic Tutors. So, long story short, yeah, thanks for the big raid. Appreciate you, Ed. All right. We just finished a league. We went 3-2 with this deck, and Pack Rat was the way we won our last match. And I think that overall the deck is still solid. Like, this is very similar to the Tyvar decks that I played in the past, but we were just trying out Pack Rat. I don't think that this card really fits in an era that plays Fatal Push and Stomp. I just don't think that can really compete in that era. Um, you know, it takes a lot to get going. It's relatively hard to stop once it gets going, but it's not that hard to stop before it gets going. One of its main draws when it was in standard was that the only removal spells that people sometimes played was like shock. And I remember the mono red decks in that time period were not very good, and the red decks would often be doing like stoke the flame stuff with, a lot of the Theros creatures that you like target them. I think it was Crone Crusader and like Goblin Rabble Master. These were the types of cards that were floating around standard at the same time as Pack Rat. And the removal that was good against Pack Rat all cost 2 or more. And I think that was its main strength. And I just don't think that that's the case in Pioneer. So I'm unfortunate to say I don't think that it's going to make the grade anytime soon in the future. So, but this deck was pretty fun to play. This is Tyvar Rat. Appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time.